morning to everyone. Today I'll be talking a little bit about landing a unified data governance program at American Airlines. Before we delve into a little bit on American Airlines, I want to say why data governance. I believe, or we believe, that data governance is implemented by people using accurate information through governed processes enabled by technology. So people, process, information, and technology play a crucial role in setting up and bringing together a successful governance program. Before I delve deeper into the governance program, how it's been set up and all aspects of it, I'd like to talk a little bit about data at American Airlines. American Airlines has a huge history, a long history of using data and technology, and we've partnered with Teradata in setting up our first enterprise data warehouse way back in 2008 and 2010s. Managing a global airline has its own level of complexity, various moving parts and various variables that need to come into picture to take a flight into the air and land our customers where they go. And that involves data from various domains, as you can imagine, where from baggage data, reservation data, we have people data, customer data, maintenance related data, and various other business domains. So you can understand data plays a crucial role in the company, and we significantly use data to drive business decisions. Be it decisions like the fuel burn, optimizing the fuel burn, or looking at travel patterns, or looking at customer travel patterns to create new network opportunities, as in where the new flights need to travel, what are the new destinations that we want to come up with. So everything, all the decisions that we use, we significantly leverage data to make those decisions as a company. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about the data governance journey at American. As a company, since we started, data governance has been executed in all aspects, in the smaller aspects within the company, be it record keeping or keeping track of compliance data when they are required to be reported or audited. So data governance has been happening in bits and pieces and executed. But prior to 2010, somewhere around 2008 to 2010, we've started in the enterprise data warehouse partnering with Teradata. That's when we built our first enterprise data warehouse, and the whole concept of managing data and governance of data came into picture. That's when we have also executed and implemented our first data governance, official data governance program. It did take off well. We also introduced the concept of data owners in the company who would manage the data and hold responsibility of the data. But there was a little of business involvement, but we couldn't sustain further long in this journey of data governance. And then somewhere from mid to late 2010s, we had governance happening in silos. Business has driven their own data governance program that was happening in silo, and then IT has its own data governance program. Governance was happening in silos, and because of lack of IT backing at this time, this journey hasn't gone further. And then as we were moving on, we started our first cloud journey in 2019 to Azure Cloud. And now before moving to cloud, we had data at about maybe 1 petabytes or less than 1 petabytes of data. But within our cloud journey, the growth of data was exponential. And today, I think we have about 9 petabytes of data, and in a very short time. So you can imagine, right? This fast increase in data, it just made us realize governing our data and keeping track of our data in this new environment is going to be very difficult. So that's when we started reeling back and having conversations about setting up a governance program that can be successful, that can be sustainable for a long time, and that can hold us accountable in managing our data. So, in 2020 and beyond, we brought together what we call now as a unified data governance program, which focuses on people, process, technology and information. In 2020 and 2021, we started collaborating a lot with our business counterparts, and we've established an operating model and a vision for our data governance program. In 2022, we focused on a data consumption model, and we used a twofold approach to enable this model. We introduced what we call the data governance capabilities, which are the core capabilities for a governance program. And then we also introduced a concept called data communities. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into the data core capabilities and data communities a little later, further along the slides. In 2023, which was a huge success for us, the collaboration and discussions with the business partners since 2022 and talking about the data challenges and the rapid growth into a cloud environment has enabled us to start aligning our data governance program with the business initiatives. We aligned it with business outcomes, very focused data governance program. We started working with our customer business domain as while introducing governance in smaller MVPs, and smaller tooling and technologies enable this journey as well. So before moving a little deeper into data governance, I want to talk a little bit about our data strategy. What we also did is, as we were building our next level of data strategy, what we made sure is governance is an integral part of the data strategy. The outcomes of our strategy was to create a wow experience using data, lead the data first culture mindset and bring the change within the company, and build a trusted foundation. So with this, we started collaborating with business so that we understood the business context of data that drives value. And then we also enabled and supported our business with governance processes, tools that supported, and business and IT started working together, coming together and building this governance program. So today we hold a unified responsibility, both business and IT hold the unified responsibility for governance of our data. So now I want to talk a little bit about our data in our cloud environment. Through this journey, as we started receiving data in the cloud environment, we did structure our data in cloud in different zones, what we call as raw zone, structured zone, prep zone, and package zone. Raw zone is the place where data from all data sources land. And then based on the business rules and business use cases, the IT teams that support each business, they move the data and process it through different zones, structured, prep, and package zones. So we started talking about, now we have a governance, now we have enabled governance, we have partnered with our business, but how do we manage that on a day-to-day basis? So we leverage technology and frameworks, and governance now is a process is integrated into our day-to-day data pipelines and delivery cycle. So for example, in raw zone, we implemented governance. One example I'm going to talk about is our data retention policy. We have a data retention policy of 30 days in the raw zone. And how did we do that? We created a framework, an automation that could implement this policy, that could help us execute this policy. And a few months ago, our privacy team automated this policy, and we were able to actually see, after implementing this, we actually saw some cost savings by doing so. We were able to remove the data that is not necessary and that is more than 30 days, because as soon as the data lands, our developers, data teams, based on our business use cases, they move the data to struct and prep and package zones. So there is no need to persist data in raw zone, build up our cloud costs. So that really helped us to also save some costs around cloud. That's one example of how we are implementing governance in our delivery life cycle. So now I'll talk a little bit about our data governance program. Again, working with our business, we had many conversations and we identified 6 core capabilities that we will build our data governance program around. And those core capabilities are data literacy, stewardship, data quality, metadata management, data as an asset, and privacy and compliance. We structured such that our governance program will grow around these 6 core capabilities. Data literacy helps us foster a data-driven organization, making data available to the users so that data can be a part of the decision making. Data stewardship helps us identify and empower our data experts. Data quality ensures American has the trusted data that we need to be successful. Metadata management helps us catalog our data assets and business concepts and remove tribal knowledge that sits within our business domains as well as our technical domains. Data as an asset that helps us master our data to make the most of it. Privacy and compliance, this helps us to promote responsible use and care of our data. Now I'll delve a little bit deeper into our tooling and technology that we use in the data governance space. As a part of data literacy program or as a part of data literacy, we chose Informatica's Marketplace as our tool for data access management and what we call it internally as American Data Bakery. The American Data Bakery sells both baked products like the donut in the picture and ingredients that used to make the baked products. If necessary, data consumers can also order raw ingredients like strawberry to investigate and create new recipes. This is our American Data Bakery is a one-stop shop for all our data consumers for their data needs. What has this done for us? This helped us make data easy to be found. So data consumers can come to one place, find what kind of data is available and choose the data that they need for their business needs or data needs. And we also use, that's a benefit for the data consumer. What is the benefit for the data owner is you get to describe your data, you get to advertise your data that is available, and also you get to track your data consumers. You know who are the consumers that are using your data and how valuable it is for the enterprise. So this provides a place for the consumers and for the data owners. But it also in turn provided advantage for the IT team who is managing the data governance platform, right? What we get to do is we used it as an access management tool as well. So now for any data related audit trails, we have an audit trail available through this tool and it helps IT keep track of access management. That's our American Data Bakery. Now I'll talk a little bit about the concept of data communities. So again, conversations with business, conversations with various IT counterparts, and all the challenges that we face around ownership of data. I'm sure everyone sees that in their organizations. Ownership of data and taking responsibility of data is quite a bit of a challenge, especially when you're such a huge organization. So what we did is we brought the community model. This model helped us to cultivate a culture of knowledge sharing, and it helped us improve management and overall quality of data at American. This is a concept that brings our stakeholders together, all the data stakeholders who have accountability for a common data topic together into one place. This model is based on 5 tiers. Community leader sitting at the topmost, community leader managing a domain. Under the community leader are community block captains who will have responsibility in their smaller area, followed by business data stewards and technical data stewards who manage the metadata, business stewards from the business metadata perspective and a technical data steward from a technical metadata perspective. And data citizens who are sitting at the lower level using the data on a day-to-day basis. With this community model, we were able to establish a structure clear responsibilities, roles and responsibilities for all data governance related activities. That helped us even to track any irregularities that is happening in the policies and procedures, and we were able to start 2 communities successfully, the customer and inventory communities. We are yet to build the entire community model as we progress further in the future. Now, I'll talk a little bit about data stewardship. The community model empowered our data stewards, and they are in turn helping us with proactive governance through stewardship. We've done again, once we were successful with the data literacy American data bakery concept, we started doing some POCs on finding a catalog that can help us fuel this journey of data governance. So, we've conducted POCs on multiple tools, and we chose Elation as our data catalog tool. And using the data catalog tool today, our stewards are very active cataloging all the data assets. They are so active that they started operationalizing our data governance. They have formalized the accountability of the data in the tool. They are also championing the proper usage of the tool by identifying critical data that is important for them and for a certain business domain, and putting that in the catalog and making it available for other data consumers, so that it champions the proper usage of the data. They are also helping us streamline those decision making at a lower level, and when needed, the decision making gets escalated to higher level, but on a day-to-day basis, it makes the policies and procedures, everything easier for the business domain users, easier. Our stewards have also helped us catalog change logs, document change logs into the catalog tool. They've helped us put policies, procedures, updating the new processes, and usage notes, a certain data and a column in a table. Where does it come from? What is the right usage of that specific data? Am I using the right table and column for the report that I'm trying to build? And they also leveraged using our blogs within Elation to have conversations with other data partners within the company. So it has been, it's been taking off successfully. Again, we've started this journey as an MVP with our customer data team, business domain, and we've been experiment one tool after the other, introducing and creating that unified data governance program. I'll go a little bit deeper into our data quality and observability program now. To ensure we have trusted data, we also started on the data quality journey last year in parallel with the data catalog journey. We've also done POCs for the data quality, for acquiring a data quality tool and implementing it within the company. After multiple POCs and looking at various tools, we chose to go with Monte Carlo as a data quality tool. Even before going through this POC, we formed a core team of data quality expedition team called the data quality expedition team to bring together. This team consisted of various roles, senior managers from a business domain, a data analysts from business domain, data team technical leads, and leadership from a data team. We all formed a core team and started talking about what is data quality for American? What does it mean to have a good trusted data for American? Out of this conversation, we identified the critical data quality characteristics that we want to address and make our data clean and trusted, and we came up with our vision, which is to create a framework and a continuous process to ensure that American has the trusted data for us to be successful. And the goals of our data quality program or the data quality initiative is to be informed as soon as the data breaks. As soon as there is a data delay that happens, we should be the first ones to know before it goes into any reporting. Identify the root cause of the issue sooner and prevent any data related delays or data breaks. So with that in mind, we took the characteristics of data quality and we structured our quality initiative around these 5 pillars. We used Monte Carlo to implement these freshness monitors, volume related monitors, data quality related monitors, schema monitors, and we also leveraged Monte Carlo's lineage tool to look through the life cycle of the data. So the freshness monitors helps us to understand the timeliness of our data, understand how up to date our data is and what the cadence looks like as a pattern, and if the pattern has changed, we would get alerted and notified with any anomaly. Similar, volume monitors help us with the completeness of our data and data's health. Data quality monitors heavily used by our business domain experts and business stakeholders. This helped us to gain some trust in the data as soon as you see an anomaly in the data, those monitors kick off a notification. That helped us to identify the break early on before it can be processed into other zones, other layers into the lake, and the data progressed to reporting tools. Any changes in schema were also notified right away. But beyond all this, what we also did as leveraging the lineage functionality of the tool is we tried to put monitors as close to the source as possible, so that when a data break happened, we get alerted. But we could use this tool to identify in the chain, upstream and downstream, what would be the other domains or other areas that would be impacted. That helped us. We've had some few successful stories around this. Teradata has really partnered with us, and American is the first customer to implement Monte Carlo data quality checks on Teradata. Initially, we were not able to implement this, and as soon as we raised this concern to Teradata took it up on them and they helped us. They met with Monte Carlo, they partnered with them and identified a solution so that Monte Carlo could come and scan the Teradata tables. And today we have successfully implemented many monitors on our Teradata tables. We have few successes as well. Like I said, our customer business team that we always work with as our first MVP, they were able to identify many data delays, many data breaks, and today we have a process that they send out an email alert notification to all other business users as soon as a data break happens. They were able to catch the issues early on and able to notify and alert other business domain users who would use the customer data. That itself is a big win for us. Before the data could progress to all the reporting tool, and then by the time we found out, it would take a couple of weeks for us, and then another couple more weeks to even address the issue. So now our data breaks are happening early on, and we are notified early on, and we're able to take action early on. I'm going to talk a little bit about our data governance execution right now. We structured the execution of our data governance in 3 layers, and we've leveraged the data communities concept to help us with this execution. Operational activities, the first layer being the operational activities. Our data citizens, both on the business side and the technical side, are on their day-to-day, all data stakeholders, they exercise these governance capabilities and activities on a day-to-day basis. Tactical execution, our data communities help us with that, and some partly the community leadership council as well. And from strategic vision perspective, we established a data governance executive committee who sponsors and oversees the mission of the data governance program. They ensure to set the priorities for this program and communicate it across the organization and the importance of data governance program. This is where I say people and processes really help to implement the program. Having that leadership buyout and having leadership talk about the importance of governance is very critical to continuing a governance program successfully. They also, the executive committee also promote the data governance program across the organizations. And One of the successes that one of the approach that we acquired is, like I said, the MVP conducted on a small MVP, on a small as a minimal viable state with our customer team. Our customer data strategy team are a very big proponents of data governance. So we leveraged that partnership and implemented this tool one after the other slowly, the concepts and the tool, and they in turn help us do some road shows around the company, because business listens to business more than IT people. So we leverage that partnership for them to talk about their data governance and spread out the word about data governance. That has definitely helped us to grow our governance program slowly and but successfully. So I'll end with a few takeaways. Is having a unified data governance program, ensuring that people, process, technology, information, everything plays a critical role in building this program and stabilizing and continuing it successfully. Ensuring that the governance initiatives are aligned with the business initiatives, business outcomes. Engaging our communities, whether it's and communicating with our communities, talking to them about all our successes, but also ensuring that we also talk to our communities about our failures and challenges. That's when the whole community concept and collaboration comes into picture. And ensuring we have robust governance practices, but also we follow those practices. With that, I will end this with a couple of success stories. Today, one big success is business and IT works together on all of our data governance activities. We plan these activities together and implement it together. We are two sides of a coin right now from governance perspective. Business now has a first, as we were trying to do POCs on the tools and implement those data marketplace, data catalog and data quality tools, business championed the role of data steward. We now have a first ever data steward title within the company in our customer data strategy team. Another biggest win over years for us is finance. Finance now understands that data governance is foundational for future cost savings. Now finance doesn't ask us about what is the ROI for a data governance initiative that you want to implement. So that mindset change is in itself is a big win for us. And a couple of data quality initiatives that led us, we implemented data quality checks on a critical report that goes all the way to our C-suite. And by implementing data quality checks on this report, the data team was able to address, again, quality of the data breaks happen early on, and they were able to address this and fix these issues and still meet the SLAs, which our C-suite looks at this report every day in the morning. Well, with that, I end my conversation around the data governance program, and I leave it up for any questions.
Because we want to be able to hear everybody's questions, we actually have a mic runner. If you put your hand up, Kimberly, lovely lady in the back here, she will come to you. Just while Kimberly's getting a microphone down there, how did you get the business to talk to the business? Did you just buy them pizza, put them in a room, lock the door? Was that the trick?
Like I just mentioned before, so we picked the business partner who's a champion naturally on the data governance, who've seen many issues in their purview, and they naturally support data governance. So we collaborated with them, we planned with them, we ensured, apart from our IT challenges, we ensured we understood those business challenges and how that governance can improve a business use case. So, and we implemented all the tools that we brought in and the concepts that were brought in first with the customer team, and we reviewed and recycled. So we know as they're implementing, they were giving us feedback as to what is working, what is not working. Okay. And once we were able to create a successful journey, we had discussions, and they just went on talking about data governance across other business units. So it was not much of a work for us. We just had to show a success story.
So I guess it is possible to get business people excited about governance. Go figure. Please.
Name is Michael, by the way. Are you facing any external regulating bodies where it's critical that you have a governance program in effect? So, for example, does FAA come in and evaluate any of your data governance programs?
So we are still in the beginning of our journey, but we naturally have governance in place for all compliance, regulatory related activities. So yes, these outside bodies do monitor and do audit us, but we also internally audit. We bring in another company to audit us so that we know where we stand from a governance perspective, and we take action right away based on those audits as well.
So Ron Gorman from Union Pacific Railroad, do you use a specific tool, you don't have to name it I guess, but a specific tool where all of this data is captured, through some sort of crawl, and then people are assigned these, the hardest, so I guess I'll go back, the hardest part of this is that people move teams. And so, somebody who was in charge today in 2 months will be gone. And so there ends up being gaps within data management of who is that contact person, within that. And so then that creates a bit of a, like you're always chasing down who's in charge for this specific area here. How do you manage that?
Yes, I can talk about that. So we are American Airlines. We have about 8 to 9 petabytes of data. So you talk about a tool, we have it in our company. I'll say that for sure. So yes, so we have various tools that we manage through our data management lifecycle. We ensure a lot of documentation is in place, and we, like I said, we made governance as a part of our delivery lifecycle. So, and bringing in catalog and other governance tools, we also are ensuring to build some policies and frameworks, and we are putting those in place and monitoring those policies and frameworks where these changes, when these changes within the teams happen, the knowledge, tribal knowledge doesn't walk away from the team, and rather it stays within the team. Maybe there will be some minor impact because a knowledgeable person leaving the team, everything will not be smooth, right? But we ensure that we have those right tools, technology, we have those conversations and policies in place so that when people walk away with knowledge, the teams are not greatly impacted.
Any other questions? Well, thank you, Anu. Really appreciate it.